want to catch more One Piece content, make sure you like and subscribe. And here's a deck list here. I made that one small tweak where I got rid of the barrier and I replaced it for a King Kong gun. So now I'm playing 3 of the King Kong guns opposed to the 2 of. I did figure out that it helps a lot more in my experience in the games that I played. Here is some footage of the games I played. So I'm just doing like a super cut. I'm doing like one recording of this, but it's Rebecca versus Nami. First round, my opponent chose to take the play. I think I lost the die roll. Maybe I won, I don't know, but I'm going second anyway. Use leader ability, pick up a Kairos. Kairos is pretty great in this matchup because you can kill the Kaias just sort of straight off the bat without having to attack in. This happens a bunch. It even happens in this game as well, where if I opt to attack in, they'll play a heat wave and they'll bounce the Kaya, so I can't get rid of her. So definitely, if you have the choice and you're playing removal, get rid of the Kaya first before you even attack. I got a lucky trigger there. Opponent attacked into life and I hit the King Kong gun. You draw 3, discard 2. So choosing to discard a Leo and choosing to discard a Ideo. Hindsight, maybe I should have kept the Leo because if he plays more Kaias, I've got more removal. I did pick up the Kairos in hand, so maybe I've got another Kairos, maybe I have another Leo in hand. I wish I could remember what I had in my hand. Maybe I'll start showing my opponents, showing my hand before I start play. But my opponent did play a Black Maria, which is like a new card from this 4th set, which is active ability. You pay 2 mana, or pay 2 down, you tap her, you can draw a card. So it's a pretty cool card into a deck that wants to draw a bunch. So I play just a Karita Coliseum and a Kairos that I picked up. My logic here is that into Nami, you need to be aggressive when they don't have Don up. Which is kind of hard with a Rebecca, because Rebecca is, one less attacker per turn because the leader can't attack. So normally this matchup is pretty favored towards Nami, because by the time Rebecca gets things going, it's far too late. So opponent attacks into 1 for me, or 5. Sorry, I should probably take this one, but maybe I want to use my leader ability. So I don't know why I didn't take it just there, but I'm not sure what I was explaining to my opponent just then. But he plays an Usopp, which is pretty cool, and then passes turn. This Usopp, I can't remember if it acts as like another Nami ability or if it's a Zeph ability, but when he attacks and does damage, when he has a Don attached to him, I'm pretty sure he mills. So swing into 5 to an opponent, then they Desert Sparta, look at top 3, rearrange them, or you can put them on top or you can put them on the bottom. And my advice for anybody who plays into a Nami is that you need to swing clean numbers. So I Trino Bastardo the Usopp, so it kills it because I need to get rid of it. Using a leader ability, pick up the Sabo, and then play 1 to probably play, there we go, play Rebecca. Let's see what I pick up. Pick up a Luffy. Luffy's are super important. You need those big swings. But like I was saying, you got to swing clean numbers into Nami, so all of their events have either plus 2k, plus 4k, or plus 6k, which is the Death Wink, which is 3 done. So normally I like to swing 9s, 7s. I don't really care about the 16s because they come pretty late. But 9s is usually my favorite. They swing 9k into the leader. That way they've got to use 2 cards to defend. So you try to maximize the amount of defense that they have to play. So they discarded a Rubber Band of Doom and an Arabesque. Brick Fist with the Kaya, so I really need to take the opportunity to get rid of this now. I don't think I do. I did tell my opponent, he swung into Kairos, I did let him know that Kairos can just tap the leader or tap the Colosseum to not KO, because because he wasn't familiar with that. So he redirected the attack to me. And then this is me 2K'ing out with the with the Gats. Let's see what I do next. Not sure what I'm explaining to him at the moment. I've got 8 done, so maybe I play a Luffy, start swinging. I'll sling into Black Maria. So this is where I think my opponent bounces the Kaya, which I should have taken the opportunity to kill her first. Maybe. Yep, so he uses 2 Don. Yeah, so he plays the Heat Wave, bounces Kaya, protects his Black Maria as well. She's a 3k, so I can't swing my Rebecca's into her nicely. But yeah, I play Luffy for 7, swing the Luffy into the Black Maria, so hopefully she dies at this point. Because I do need to sort of just control the board in any way possible. Use leader ability, pick up another Rebecca, and then pass turn. I definitely think as a Rebecca player, you definitely have to sort of maximize the amount of times you use the leader ability. You don't want to make suboptimal plays. First and foremost, clear the board. Then second, get cards into your hand. Taking life on an opponent is secondary, except of course in this Nami matchup, because Nami doesn't care about life. Nami, all she cares about is cards. So opponent swung 14 into Luffy. I'm happy to let it go. I think I've got another one in hand, so I wasn't going to defend 14. I don't think I actually can defend 14,000. So yeah, but opponent's got no Don now, so realistically this time I should be attacking 5s, which I did. No trigger. Attack another 5 there. So I'm at 7 Dons, so I think I take this opportunity to play another Luffy. It might have been smarter for me to attack again into 5s into my opponent, because they're tapped out. When they're tapped out, that's when you go crazy. You do as many swings as possible into your opponent, or into the Nami. Anyway, my camera does something funny here where it sort of cuts out. I don't know why it split the video into 2 bits. Well, I didn't even notice it just then, but there was a cut in the video feed just then. So the opponent plays the I don't know what her name is. I think she's from a filler arc. But she's on play, discard 2 cards, or trash 2 cards, and then you get to put an East blue card into your hand. So I think he puts a gavel into his hand. Can't remember. Maybe it was it can't be a gavel. Can it? I don't know. Maybe it was a rubber band. Who knows? Supposed to put an East blue card into his hand. Yeah. See what he does now. Plays a Kaya. That's probably the Kaya that I try to get rid of before I need to get rid of anyway. Letting your opponents use their Kayas repeatedly is definitely a big mistake. You definitely need to get rid of the Kayas as soon as possible, because they're such great filters. One done, draw 2, discard 2. Definitely what I would consider the MVP of the Nami deck. He plays an Arabic Brisk Fist, bounces it back to his hand, attacks 5 into my Rebecca, and I just let her die because I'm not defending that at all. And he passes turn with 5 Don up or so. So definitely a dangerous turn for me to swing in. So I don't think I do swing in at this point, just because he's got so much Don open. So this is me thinking, like, if I do swing in, then I need to swing in those clean numbers, like I said, so swinging in 9s or swinging in 5s. So this is me putting 4 down. I'll swing 11 there into the lead up. So you can defend 11 with 30 cards to take. That's always what you want to do. You always want your opponent to take if they're a Nami. Play 5 probably for a Sabo, Just let it show my opponent what Saba does. Draw 2, discard 2, and then everything has can't be KO'd by effects. Great. Drop a Corrida Colosseum because I've already got one in play, and drop a Leo. Leo could have been helpful to into a Kaya if it popped up again, but I must have some other cards in my hand that are worthwhile holding on to. I think about using my leader ability because he didn't. So because he took the 11, I was like, oh, do I attack again? But I think I might have a King Kong gun in hand, and so I think I save it for next turn. But play Rebecca. Just me deciding. There we go. So pick up an Olympus for some reason. Maybe I should have picked up the Kairos at that point. Just in case he does play his Kaya again, so I can kill it straight away. That being said, again, I don't know what I have in my hand. So there's that Kaya playing it. That's the third time he's playing that same Kaya. So she definitely has been worthwhile. He drops a Black Maria and another card I didn't quite see. There's me organising my cards there to put away. That's another thing that's really fiddly with Rebecca, is having to organise your trash when you want to put things away. So it can be a little annoying because you can't really pay attention 100% to what your opponent's doing. But yeah, so he plays a Boa Hancock, which is a surprise. I think Boa Hancock's a pretty good card. I think it's one mistake my opponent made is he didn't put the Don on top of the Boa Hancock, just in case I do attack to face. But I definitely would have just attacked the Boa Hancock. So maybe he knew, because if you attack into a blocker, they can't activate blocker, so the effect doesn't work. Let's see what I'm doing here. So pay 4, maybe get rid of it with Chuno Bastardo. No. Okay, so play an Olympus, use the Olympus effect. I neg for the Boa Hancock, and then I KO'd a Rebecca. Trash 2, so that's a Saba and a Bartolomeo, and then I play Kairos in hand, and I kill the Boa Hancock. Kill his blocker, no more. Here we go. So he still does have 5 Don open, so I do need to be wary of what's going on. But I do use this opportunity to kill the Kaya. I opted not to kill the Olympus, just in case there was something big that I needed to get rid of. So I did sacrifice my other Kairos there. And then at this point in time, yeah, I pass just because I think I pass. Let's see what I do. I definitely use leader ability, or they use Luffy's ability to put cards back into my grip. Yeah, there we go. I pass turn just because he's got so much Don open, and I think I do have King Kong guns in hand. Maybe, but it's a dangerous turn for me just to swing in just willy-nilly. I definitely want to swing in maxims. You want to swing in 11, swing in 5s. The reason why you were swinging 11s is because of the Deathwink, because Deathwink gives plus 6k. There we go. I knew I had a reason, just forgot my own reasons. So yeah, he passed his turn, which worries me. Yeah, he did play Sanji's Pilaf, so he drew cards. Use leader ability, pick up a Sabo. Yeah, this is worrying now for me because he's got 7 Don available. So this is me trying to do maths of, swinging 9s. So swinging 9 with the Luffy. Opponent takes. Oh, okay. But I suppose you don't start really defending until a little later on. So here we go. Me putting on 4 onto Kairos there. So swing 9s. Again, I think he does activate something this time. So yeah, he gabbles, which is plus 4. Then he needs to throw away another card. So that right there, for his gabble, he's used 3 cards to defend 1 attack, and that's what I want. Swing 9 again with the Sabo. But yeah, trying to maximize the amount of cards that I need to spend to defend your attacks is the way to go. So 9s, 11s is what I recommend. You can do 7s, like I did say, and I think early on I'd do 7s. And then when they're low, you just 5s. There we go. And then I use my Luffy ability to restand in to swing in another 9. I don't think it's important at this point in time what I put down, but I swing a 9 and he can defend it. Well, he has to, otherwise he just dies. So he pays 1. He uses another gavel, trashes a gavel, trashes 2 cards, and then he has to discard 1 more card. Also, he uses a love beam that draws a card, pass. Put that dice there to make sure I remember not to restand Luffy. It's looking pretty grim for my opponent. You can't tell, but he still has quite a few cards in his deck. He Sanji Pilafs. So that's always a good card to pull. I mean, best time to get a Sanji Pilaf is off life. Same with the Impel Down All Stars. So he does another one. I think my opponent forgets to use it. So it's me pointing out like, oh wait, where'd your Sanji go? So yeah, so he uses Sanji's Pilaf again. He attacks 5 into me. I defend that. I think I'm just trying to get cards out of my hand. So you should only have 4 done available because he uses 2 Sanji's Pilafs. And there's me trying to find my clean numbers. So swing in 9 with the Kairos. You sort of try to avoid all the big swings. I just do ones, the efficient ones, so he has to defend. So yeah, he pays a heat wave, then he uses the card to 2k out. Swing another 9 with another Kairos. Then he uses a Desert Sparta, and Desert Sparta only gives plus 2k. So he needs to get rid of 3 cards now, so that's another 3 cards. Yeah, I think he's only got 2 cards in hand now and doesn't have enough to use them. So this game, here comes the next one. So now we're on 1-0. There's Rebecca into Issho. I had a tough match into this one. I had a great starting hand, but I was definitely trashing the wrong cards, and I definitely underestimated this next card that he plays. So 2 done, and then he plays a Garp. So I definitely underestimated that Garp, how effective that Garp could be. So I think if I verse another Issho, then I definitely need to get rid of the Garp there, just because next turn I'm pretty sure he kills my Rebecca. It's not overly important that he kills the Rebeccas. So I picked up a Gats, and I dropped the Tashigi and the King Kong gun. I think my logic behind that is I need to protect myself. So I had 2 done up, so that's a big waste of time, a big waste of mana. So he does his play there where he dons up there, he KOs my Rebecca with the leader ability, with the Garp ability, attacks 5 into my face. I think I take because I don't really have anything to defend it with. Swing 6 into me, then I use the Gats that I drew off last time. In that sequence, doesn't really matter what I'm protecting. You know, I protect 1, take 1, more or less the same. I think I definitely took damage too early on. So play a Sabo, draw 2, discard 2. So another King Kong gun, and a Kairos. Don't know why I got rid of the Kairos here. I think maybe I don't have an Olympus in hand, so I can't make the Garp smaller, and I really need Luffy's to attack in, and so it's opponent swinging's in 6. Because he won the dice roll, so he got to go second. I think I defend 2k out with my last one is TCG. And then opponent's making a decision. The reason why I did defend here is because I know you need to pay 5 for an X-Drake. So I knew I could safely defend that, and I don't think it was going to don up to kill that Sabo, because then he would basically kill his Garp right then and there. So I'm at 7, so usually perfect turn to drop a Luffy. As you can see, I have a very big absence of Corrida Colosseum, and that is a persistent issue here. So I picked up a Corrida Colosseum in hand, I think. Looked like a Corrida Colosseum. So maybe this is just my biggest misplay of the entire game, where I've got rid of that Corrida Colosseum. So this is what happens. Because I had 6 in hand, my opponent makes me discard 2. One's a Corrida Colosseum. So that play right there is where I've lost the game. Because I needed the Corrida Colosseums to pair with my Luffy. My takeaways for this game are: next time I verse someone who's playing black or someone that can utilize an Issho well, I definitely need to make sure I'm sitting at 5 cards in hand. So that's probably early defenses if you can. Stay below there, because me losing those Corridas is basically what loses me the game, because I'm not effectively utilizing. I think I have a Luffy in my hand now, but I know because of his Issho, or double Issho, he can neg 4 everything, and so my Luffy then goes into range of Kobe, which this deck is definitely playing a Kobe. So I'm holding on to my Luffy. Because I need to get rid of that Issho first. So this is me deciding, it's me counting. I'm like, there we go. Play my Olympus. I use the Olympus ability, and then I think I kill off the Ideo. And there's that second Colosseum, which I really needed. And I think I realize now, seeing 2 Corridas in my bin, I go, oh, I need those. So there's me looking at them now. I'm like, oh, I need those Corridas, which is super important. Without Corrida and that Luffy combination, the deck is basically cannot defend itself. So opponent plays a brand new. He picks up a Garp, and I don't know if he plays the Garp this time, but Garp comes much better, because Garp goes up to hits 5 costs with the Issho ability, and I think my opponent does opt to do that. It's another thing, because Rebecca deck isn't as aggressive. I don't get the opportunity to make my opponent use what do you call them? Don't give my enemy the opportunity to use all the counters. What's going on? So my opponent had a lot of cards in hand. I was very wondering. I was like, oh wait, my opponent has a lot of cards in hand. Well, what's going on? And that's because I just can't attack in. So that's another weakness of Rebecca into black specifically. But I think the reason why Rebecca sees so much success over East, or had during the set, is because so many people play Whitebeard and Zoro, which this deck is really great into Whitebeard and Zoro. So yeah, I pick up the Olympus. This is me in panic mode. I'm like, I have to find my Karita. I think at this point I definitely should have played a Luffy. Just so that I can tuck my Karitas back into play. But yeah, so kill the Garp. So his Garp didn't really get much use. He killed one Olympus, which had another Olympus in hand. So it's looking okay at the moment, but the fact that I don't have my Karitas and yeah, apparently I'm not panicking much at this point in time. Because I am at 3 life, but I do make a mistake later on where I take 3 life in one turn. You'll see it happen up, and that was my biggest mistake because I could counter out of the 6s, but I chose not to. I was being greedy. So he swings 8 into lead. So this is like a double 2k. Like I should definitely, if I have 2 2ks in hand, I should definitely do it. But here we go. I opt not. Plays X-Drake, passes, and he restands his Bonnie. So yeah, just I'm probably thinking like, I need to get rid of that X-Drake because then all of his Navy stuff starts swinging a lot harder. It gives everything plus 1k. So, it's just me dealing with one problem after another and not addressing my main problem is that I don't have a Karita. And I really need it for next turn. So there's me thinking, do I attack first? And yeah, I think I do swing 5. So he takes it. Swing another 5. Takes it again. So maybe that's my mistake there again. I shouldn't be swinging into him. I should just sort of neglect it. And let's see what I do here. Use the Olympus ability. Oh no, there we go. So yeah, I use the Leo ability to kill his Bonnie. Yeah, I think I was going to use the Olympus and I was like, wait a minute, it hits 1 or less, it doesn't really matter. I play another blocker, play a 3rd blocker, kill the Leo, and then I pass turn. I'm like, I need to start defending my life here. So this is where my opponent really makes use of his Garp again, something that I've still failed to get rid of at this point in time. There's me organizing my cards. So let's see what my opponent does. Off memory, I think he plays a Tashigi. No, he plays a Kobe. He kills the Kairos because he can. Discards a Kuzan. Maybe he swings 7. I don't know. Maybe this is the turn that I make the big mistake where I take all this life. But I don't have many cards in hand, so maybe I should have defended heavier. Let's see what my opponent does. So he swings 7 into Olympus. I probably should have let that Olympus die. And then, yeah, so he gets 2 cards off that. So that exchange there where I could have just let him take the 1. So I play Luffy with no Karita, and you see me, I activate the ability straight away. Just because I need to put these back into, I need them, basically. And then I use the leader ability. What am I choosing to do? Pick up a Lumbus, ditch the Leo. At this point, it's pretty much game over. Does he get rid of my Luffy? Let's see me passing those 2. So I had no Karitas in my deck at that point. I must have hit another one off an Olympus trigger or something. So he plays Tashigi. Here we go. He negs the thing, and then he swings in and kills my Doflamingo. So yeah, that gap has killed 3 things, and again I failed to get rid of it like a million times. So I don't know why. So I defended my life with the 2k, and then here I take this 6, and then I take another 6. Oh no, so 6. I defend that 6, and then he swings in for 6 again. I think I take this one, and I shouldn't have taken this one. I definitely should have just counted out of that one. So now it's far too late. I've got no life, so and then I need to get rid of 4, 5 swingers, like 4 attackers, with 1 blocker. It's looking pretty grim for me at this point. So I'm trying to do the maths in my head, and if I had the Corrida Coliseum straight away, I would have swung in and cleared his board. But I just wasn't able to manage that. So swing in, kill the gap, far too late. Put in the next 5, or next 7, sorry. I think I swing in to kill something. Yeah, my only outlook here is to play 5 blockers to defend my life, which I don't have. I don't have 5 blockers. So I think I opt to kill the TCG here because it does have the potential to minus things, make things smaller, and to KO them. So that's my logic there. Pay for this is an Olympus. Use the Olympus to kill himself. Make the extract smaller. Play Kairos to kill it. So I've got rid of some, but I need to put out 2 blockers at this point. So put out 1 blocker, and this is game over here. I have 2 cards in hand, and I actually defend this just enough, but my opponent goes full ham and he kills me by doing Exacxies here. So let's see how it plays out. So he's got 3 attackers. I can defend 2 attackers easily. So attacks in 5. So I should have 1K'd there. That's my mistake there. I should use the 1K to defend myself there. I was worried that he would play something to KO something. So I'm like, okay, well, if he's giving me the opportunity to defend with a blocker, I'll do it now. So, obviously I don't know what he has in hand. So I think at the time, thinking about it, I was like, well, if I don't use the blocker now, he'll just kill something. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just use it. And that was my mistake there. So if I called his bluff there and I used a 1K, then I would have been fine. But yeah, so he plays the Kobe, ditches there, and then he swings in for 8. So there's that. So next game, so 1-1 versing another Nami deck, which is insane. There were so many Nami, so many Issho's at this locals here. I don't normally play at this place. As you guys can see, the table's a little different. Turn 1, opponent plays a Kaya. I think I won this dice roll, so I chose to go second. He drops a Impel Down All-Stars and a Buggy. I use Leader ability to pick up a Tuna Bastardo, and then I play 1 for a Leo to kill that. I've got not PTSD, but I definitely respect the Kaya, so I'm like, I have to kill that Kaya straight away, because that round 1 game I was my opponent played the same Kaya 3 times, which is crazy. I think it was the same Kaya 3 times, but definitely looked that way. So opponent passes with 3 don't open, so a bit scary there, but I just play that. Play Olympus and pass turn. Can't really swing. I could swing 5 and then use the leader ability maybe, but yeah. So Arabesque brick fists me, so kind of a waste of Dawn on my turn. So maybe it would have been more effective to use the Leo. Who knows? So 6 Don, I play a Sabo, draw 2, discard 2. What am I going to discard? King Kong Gun and a Red Rock. I don't think those are... Well, King Kong Gun's really important in this matchup because you need to swing big. So, because I got the Luffy and the Kurita Coliseum, this is me sort of talking to my opponent that I didn't get a Kurita last game, so it's me, reliving my nightmares. I still think it's correct to take the Luffy regardless of what happened in my last experience. There's a chance that you hit all your Luffys and they go to the bin. There's no way to get them back. Whereas with your Kuritas, if you hit all your Kuritas into the trash, then you can get them back with your Luffys. So there's my logic. He plays an Ojiko, bounces my Sabo, which I think is a mistake. In my opinion, just because it lets me draw 2 again, lets me find my answers. Obviously, I can't swing into him, which is probably ideal for him. So maybe it was the right play. But when I took it, I was like, okay, I can play it again and draw 2 more. So yeah, that's what I do. Play the Sabo that he bounced, draw 2, trash 2. Let's see what I pull. Trash, I get rid of. Now I've got too many cards in hand, so I'm like, oh, what do I even need? So let's see what choice I make. There we go. I get rid of an Ideo and I get rid of a Leo. It's me counting the cards that I have in my hand. I think I've got 6 in can, so I can use leader ability. No, so play Ideo, and I pass turn. Maybe I've got too many cards in hand at this point. Yeah, me fixing my trash. Let's see what my opponent does. I'm pretty brutal in this game. I definitely do a play later on that's pretty heavy. So opponent just passes with what seems to be 9 Don open. If your opponent passes with 9 Don open, you don't attack that turn. So I think I just play some cards, but I was definitely not swinging into a turn where our opponent has 9. That would be really silly. But I've got to use my Don effectively too. Otherwise, if he just stalls me out, then what's the point? So let's see what I do. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of attacking. But I mean, hindsight, I definitely shouldn't. Let's see what I say. So same gameplay with the Namis, attack in 9s, attack in 11s, and then they have to spend the maximum amount of cards. Okay, alright, never mind. I do swing in for 5. I don't know what I have in my hand, but that's definitely a mistake on my behalf there. But I think I just wanted to get a cheeky chip in, give my opponent the opportunity to fix their hand. I don't know how many cards I have in my hand. I can't count from this angle, but I think I got 6, no, 7, 7. So I definitely think I should have just played the Luffy and just passed turn instead of letting my opponent, fix the top 3 cards of his library. He plays a Kaya, ditches a Zeph and something else. He plays a Mr. Wime, picks up a Desert Sparta again. And then let's see what my opponent does. Maybe he passes here. No, he swings 5 into Rebecca. I think I just let it go. The reason I let it go instead of defending with the Sabo is I need to fill up my graveyard too, so my trash, so that I can use Luffy's ability, so I can use King Kong Gun. So I think that's a mistake on my opponent's behalf, swinging into me. So if you're playing Nami, don't swing into Rebecca's board. Other boards, yeah, 100%, but not into Rebecca, because it fills up their graveyard, or their trash, and lets them use abilities like Luffy ability and puts them closer to King Kong Gun and Tuna Bastardo range. But I got like a million options in hand. I'm like, what am I doing? So here we go. Play Gats. I let the Leo have let the Leo attack. Play 5. I play 4. Am I Olympusing? What am I doing? So I don't even know what I'm doing. Play 1, play Leo. I kill the. Yeah, I think I was going to swing in, but I think I swing into the Nojiko here. No. Why did I play the Gats? I don't know. Did I just waste some Don? Or maybe I did. I may have wasted like a Don and a 2K, maybe it seems. I mean, you know, if it gets me closer, I don't even know I picked up this then. Me counting, I think I got 10 in the trash now. Maybe 12? No, 12. So, yeah. So Leo swings into Nojiko. For some reason, I don't know why I made that choice. Maybe I wanted to get the Leo to swing into the Kaya and then give the opponent an opportunity to bounce it. But it's good to see that I did the right play and I bounced the Leo. I played the Leo. King Kong Gun. Double King Kong Gun. So that's plus 12k. So that's 19 on my Luffy. And then put that there for good measure, so 20. So I'm swinging 20 into my opponent. He did have what looks to be 7 Don open. 1, 2, 3. It's 8. So my opponent's got 8 Don open. So swinging 20 isn't the smartest. Well, like, you know, I had to get a time. I could have waited a turn. But you know, maybe he plays Red Rock or he gets rid of my Luffy somehow. So. But swinging 20, you know, he's going to get to 21. So that's, you know, what's that? Even if he does, you know, 3 12Ks, that's not enough. So he needs to do 4. That's 4 cards minimum to defend the double attack. But he takes, so he Gum Rain triggers, which is bounce card, and he takes the other one. So he's time my shoelace. I thought it was my opponent's turn again for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, obviously here I then use the ability again. I put the King Kong guns back in to my library or my deck because yeah, it's super important. Put the Kurita back inside. I was like, where's my Kurita? Again, this game you can see I haven't got a Kurita. I still haven't learned how to stack my deck yet. They swing another 20 double attack. Yes, that's a skill I have to learn, how to stack my deck. I think, you know, I filter the Rebecca's through so that, you know, if I use the leader ability, then use the Rebecca card. It's quite strong. But let's see how my opponent gets out of this one. So my opponent does get out of this one, I do recall. I think he has to use a Death Wink at this point. So yes, he uses Desert Sparta. Looks at top 3, I think. He's not happy with what he sees. He bottoms those. So I don't know what he sees, but I know this next one here, Loves, he doesn't get to draw because he's got too many cards in hand. So that's plus 6 now. And then he uses another Love, no draw. So that's plus 10, and then that's plus 16, so that puts him about at 21. So that's perfect there. I swing in 6 because he's got nothing there, and he gets out of that with a Gum Rain. My opponent's got no cards in hand. I got 1 card in hand. He swings 5 into my Leo. I was joking about defending the Leo. Plays a Kaya, draws 2, discard 2, so he's got 3 cards in hand, and he has to get rid of 2 of them, which is very grim for my opponent. Being down to sort of 1 card only as a Nami, so definitely at this point here, it's pretty much a done deal unless I make some major misplays, or maybe, you know, off those last 3 life he hits, you know, 3 Sanji's Pilafs. So he hits a buggy, Uses the buggy to draw a Deathwink, which is probably the right thing to do. Yeah, I just put the leaf out to the side and make sure I know I don't attack with it. Do my best to remember that. There's a lot of thinking involved in this deck. A lot of thinking. But let's see what I choose to do. Because I know Deathwink is a +6. Maybe at this point in time I swing a 10 just to bait my opponent to using it. No, that's not the right thing to do. Swinging 11 so that the attack maybe goes through and he has to use 2 cards still. Yeah, so still using 2 cards at any point in time is important. So disregard what I said. No, it should definitely swing in 11. But I swing in 5. So I'm a dingus, and he's happy. He's quite happy to do this. So Deathwinks, he defends there. So I should have used the Sabo there to swing in 5. I'm just an idiot. So Rebecca, get a blocker, and then a pass. Oh, I swing an 8 to lead, and then he takes. Yeah, that's my mistake. I definitely should have swung in 11 there, so that my opponent has to use 2 cards there to defend his life. So that's more learning for me to do. He plays a Sanji's Pilaf, draws 2, plays another Sanji's Pilaf. So it's 2 Sanji's Pilafs that he plays there. So it's pretty damn good, but you know, he's only got four Don open now at this point. So not good, but he's got a whole bunch of cards in hand now. He's got 5 cards in hand now, so going from 1 card in hand to 5 cards in hand is pretty good. Again, that's my misplay. I misplayed that. I definitely should have swung 11 with Sabo and called it a day. I still would have had 1 Don available to play the Rebecca, so yeah. Plays Nojiko, bounces my Sabo. There we go. So let's see what I can do. So my opponent's only got 2 Don open at this point in time. 5. Yeah, play 5 for a Sabo. I think this is me just trying to put cards back into my hand. I don't know. So discard a Kairos. Maybe something else. Okay, I guess I must discard 2 cards. Maybe it's a Leah. Kind of looks like a Leah. But I don't know what I'm doing. So I swing 9. There we go. So I swing 9 into lead. This is where my opponent doesn't have a good time. So he gavels, and then off the gavel he trashes. There we go. As you can see, he's despair. He trashes 2 Sanji's Pilafs off the top. So that's pretty rough. That definitely sort of solidifies it. There. Opponent's got 1 card in hand. And so I swing 5 with Rebecca. He defends with a buggy. Which I think it's a wrong play there. I think you need to yeah, so swing in again, 9 into life. But that's my mistake there again. I definitely shouldn't give him that opportunity to use any cards there. So that's another mistake I've made there. So yeah. Yeah, plays Mr. 1. I think he needs to put a gavel in his hand. Yeah. And then he tacks into to her, but I keep her alive. He's like, why did you do that? Realistically, I need to keep as many attackers up as possible. So that's my logic behind protecting that Rebecca there. And then swings in for Nami, then I block with the Ideo right there. You know, I need 2 successful attacks to go through. I know he has a Gavel in hand, so I have to swing for 9. Pretty logical there. So let's see me do the maths. Let's see what I do first. So I think that's, yeah, so that's 3 for Sabo. So swinging 9 to lead. He has to take that one. No triggers, no relevant triggers. And then what do I do? And then I put all the remaining down on Rebecca, which is 7, so swinging 7. And then I've still got the Luffy 7 available, so blocks there. Gavel, because I know he had a Gavel in hand, I know he had to trash cards. And then, you know, I swing in. So yeah, so. And then no cards in hand. I use the Luffy ability, restand, swing, call it a day there. So I'm currently now 2-1. See me roll off. This is me versus a Doflamingo. So this match was pretty good. I was sitting pretty until the end, and then I started to get worried. I started to get a bit stressed towards the end there, and I was like, am I gonna die? So you can see me towards the end. Also, another thing about this footage is towards the end, the footage just cuts off. My phone died. I made sure that my phone was charged, but by the end of the night, 100% just 0 died. So activated leader ability, and then I played a Corrida Coliseum. My opponent's first turn did nothing. This turn here, they just swing 8 into lead. I just take that one. You know, first attack's usually a freebie, especially if they're swinging 8. It's good to see that my opponent understood that he can't restand his Doflamingo Dons. I think there are definitely some people that make the mistake where they take the Dons off characters and then restand them, which you can't do if they're underneath characters or your leader. So it's good. I played an Olympus on curve, and then that's 5, so just waiting for my here. I definitely think swinging in 5s. Swinging and early into Rebecca is the right play to do, so opponent should be swinging in. So he plays a Sugar, taps my Olympus, and then he swings 8 into Olympus. That's why my opponent didn't swing straight away. Now, I understand how important Olympus is, and this is why I think I do like a triple card defense against it, because it is so important. So this is me, I'm like, oh, I need to defend it. So here's a Leo, an Ideo, and a Bartolomeo to pass. So that's a huge investment on my behalf, so I need to keep it alive. Yeah, I think it's pretty important. So I play the Rebecca, and he taps the Olympus, but because I have the Corrida Coliseum, you know, my characters can attack straight away, so I use the Rebecca now to swing into the Sugar. I don't know what my opponent has in hand. I think into this matchup, you can let it die, the Sugar, but if you're playing versus red, I think Sugars are really important into if you're a Doflamingo, so you definitely need to keep those alive. If you are playing, and what did I just play? I can't even see that. I think it's a Bartolomeo. But yeah, so if you're playing Doflamingo, Sugar isn't a very important card, just because when a rush character comes down, you can just tap the rush character and then they can't attack. You know, aces, Luffy's really important in those matchups. So if you're playing Doflamingo, hold on to your Sugars. Sugars are your best friend. It's me trying to organize my thing. Swing 7 into Olympus again. I think he just defended here with a Bartolomeo. He plays 4 for a Brook, and I thought I was going to play Nami, but he doesn't have Namis in hand. And he plays a Buena Festa. Quite excited for the new promos that are coming out in April. I just wish they were out now so I could bling out my Doflamingo deck now. So he picks up an Uta off that and passes turn. So now I'm at my 8 Don turn. What can I do with the 8 Don? Let's see. So I don't think I swing with my Olympus here. Again, you need to keep Olympus alive. So I play 1 to use the leader ability. Put it up 2. It's me contemplating what I want to grab. I think Rebecca's more versatile. I mean, Rebecca is more versatile, 100%. And I don't think I need kill stuff at this moment. But let's see decision I make, because obviously I know what I have in my hand there. Okay, so don't need Rebecca's apparently. Yeah, Olympus ability, -4, the Brook, trash 2, and get rid of that. So I'm just explaining to my opponent that Olympus is just like what I would consider a better version of Kuzan. And pay 3. Is this another blocker? No. Oh, another Kairos. This is me just getting rid of his cards. Is it important to get rid of the Buena Festa? No, but it puts another attacker on the field, and I need to be swinging, into this opponent who has, always 2 done up and always has events in their hand. Well, my version does. I think my version of Doflamingo has like 12 or something events. It's got 4, 4, 3, and 3. Oh no, so whatever that is. I'm bad with maths. So swings 9. I take 9. I'm not defending that. And he plays the Guild Tesoro. But the Guild Tesoro is not long for the world. I'm pretty sure I just 3,000 worlds it. Or maybe I use Olympus ability. I definitely think I should be swinging in first. So I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I pick up the King Kong gun. I do think about taking out the Kairos because then I can, use it to kill the Guild Tesoro right now. But I think it's not necessary at this point in time. Having the more attackers would definitely help. So let's see what I choose to do. So swing. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah, swing 5 to lead. Into any leader, yours swing exacts. So he takes that there. I swing another 5. Does he punk me here? I know he definitely punks me at some point. Okay, so he counters that with an Uta, which, I think it's the wrong play to do, but, 3,000 words, bottom deck that. I just think Utas are just a super strong card in sort of any matchup. I love... I think people underestimate Uta and how good she is. I definitely underestimate her and how good she is. But, that's neither here nor there. I'm not playing. So let's see what my opponent chooses to do. They're at 10. So I assume they have a Doflamingo in hand. When they just swing on the leader and it's a bit sus, you're like, oh, you have a Doflamingo in hand. It's kind of like, he just gets to tap 2 Kairoses. So I put little dice over there. But I'm lucky that I protected my Olympus because I get rid of it straight away. So I pick up that. So I got rid of a Trino Bastardo because I already have a Trino Bastardo in my hand. And that's how I'm going to get rid of the So play 5, Sabo, draw 2, discard 2, discard a Luffy. I think I've got 3 Luffys in my hand at this point. I use the Olympus ability because of the Sabo effect. Nothing can be carried by effects, so I get to keep all my cards without having to tap anything. And then I Trino Bastardo, kill 6 or less, then Doflamingo is a 6 or less. So I think that was like a perfectly sequenced turn just there. Swinging for 5. The reason why I'm confident swinging for 5 now is because I've got 2 blockers. And I'm just happy with that. Chances that he has another Doflamingo are high, but if he plays another Doflamingo there, then I can potentially swing and... No, I can't. I don't know one thing. But yeah, he swings in for 7 to me, and I think it's where maybe I don't have anything, but I definitely maybe should have blocked one of those. Plays a Nami. He draws the Nami. I just let him know that he can't pick up a Nami with the Nami, so he's like, whoops. So he picks up a Guild Tesoro. I remember that he has a Guild Tesoro. Plays an Uta. And then it's my turn now. So yeah, I'm at 2 life and I've got 2 blockers, but he also has 3 potential attacks. And so play 5, play 6, sorry, King Kong to Red Rock. His Uta, I don't want to have anything to go down on my blocks, but play 3, King Kong Gun. So he thought he just gets rid of it. So King Kong Gun onto the Kairos. And then I swing doubles, attack 11. Okay, to him. I think this fails to go through. No, he takes it. But yeah, he takes 1. I just let him know that it's double attack, so he has to take 2 life. Right there. So he's on 1 life. So I'm sitting pretty. So I'm like, oh, this is great. Easy. So then I swing 5 into lead. And then I think here he punks me. Maybe. No, he 2Ks out. I swing him for 5. 2Ks and he's out. So yeah, at this point in time, it'd be a really great time for him, an opportunity for him to Doflamingo. But then if he Doflamingos, I can just put, 10 Don onto Sabo and just swing in for 16, which he definitely cannot defend with 2 Don only. But what's going on in my head at this point is that I've only got 2 blockers, and so if I get punked, I can die. So swings in 5, pays 1, and then he picks up. Let's see what he picks up. So he picks up a 2K. I take here. I don't think I should have taken. And there's a 3,000 words. I think I was thinking about using it on the Nami, but then I was like, well, if he plays a blocker, I can just get rid of the blocker. So he swings in for 7 again. Sorry, 7 this time. I took 2 takes I shouldn't have taken. I don't know what I have in my hand at this point in time. First attack, I definitely should have defended with the Sabo, and then if he attacks the Sabo, then I can block with the Bartolomeo if it's too big. But so I made 2 mistakes there just by taking both of those life, and my opponent's got a whole bunch of cards in his hand and a whole bunch don't open. So now I'm like, got no life, 2 blockers. If he punks me, I die. So this is where I'm quite conservative with my attacks. Pay 3, King Kong Gun, the Kairos. This is my mistake here. I definitely should have put more Don on top of him. No, I do. So that's like 15,000. So 15,000. So that's 9. Tap that, and then he still has to deal with 15,000. So it's 9. Then he restands his Nami, so that's another. What do you call it? Yeah. So, given that my opponent just, doesn't have any more effects anymore, and he used 1Ks, I definitely should have just attacked with 7 here. Use the leader ability. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I definitely should have attacked for 7 there to get my opponent's cards hand size down. There's also the nightmare scenario that he plays the 7-drop Luffy and then drops an Uta. And then I think I'm royally stuffed at that point. I still have 3,000 worlds in hand, so I can get rid of it. But I think the game was over at that point, but I slow played because I was scared of getting double punked. Now, the punk happened once. So there's an Uta, and I'm like, oh no, there's an Uta I need to get rid of. Defend with just the 1 of Rebecca. As you said, I've got no more King Kong guns in hand. They're all in my grave. As you see, I haven't played any Luffy's yet. Attacks him for 5. I block him with my Sabo. Like if he wants to done up his... Yeah, so he plays his Luffy, plays his Uta, and I'm like, crud. And then, so he's got 4 up in there. So yeah, I'm like, oh, now I gotta get rid of all these defenders somehow. So I think, what's my sequence? Because I can't play Luffy and 3,000 words at the same time. But let's see what I'm doing. So I use Olympus ability to neg 4, trash 2, and then I choose to KO one of the Kairoses, but instead of KO, I tap the Colosseum, pay 4, get rid of it, no more, bottom deck. Such a strong card. The blue cards in this deck are very strong. So now I've got 6 Don to play with, so I can't play that Luffy I have in my hand. But I've got 6 cards in hand. Choose the Gats, because I have to. Maybe this would be an opportunity for me to play Gats and attack the Uta. So I think my opponent does defend with the Uta and does just block. So that's my mistake there. Because if you attack into the blocker, she can't use her on-block ability. So that's, I guess, feedback for me next time that I want to play. Then he plays the spider's web and restands it, and I'm like, ah, crap. Okay, so she can block anything. I think if my opponent stood down the Sabo, I definitely would have been in Pain Town. And so I think my opponent made a mistake. Like, he could have won there. Because my hand is clogged at the moment, but I guess because I have a billion cards in hand, it's always like, oh, he could have a lot of 2Ks or a lot of counters out, so you never really know. But I think personally, I knew, I was like, well, that's, if he swings 7/7/7s at me, or like 9/9/7, then I think I would have died there. But who knows? I can't do the maths in my head. I wasn't thinking that hard. So swings 7 to me. He uses the ability to draw anything. He whiffs there. This is really unfortunate. I block and a 2K. It's me being pretty greedy, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I think my opponent was wary of using using Uta as an attacker. So he swings 8 into me. As you see, I've got 3 Luffys in hand, so that's definitely sort of me. Oh crap! Yep. And then so double 2k. And then I think my opponent passes now. Yeah, he passes. And then I think we're about 2 minutes off the footage cutting off because my phone died. So I think I need to put it on low power mode next time. But here we go. What am I doing? Playing 7 to play a Luffy. I think now it's time. Swing Luffy into Uta. My opponent goes, "Can I activate her ability?" I'm like, no, because she's not blocking. She's just kind of taking the hit. And then he holds up 5 Don because he needs to protect life. So a swing in 5. No, that's my fault because I didn't kill the Olympus first. That's super my fault. Use Leafy ability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Swing 7 into the Nami. He lets the Nami die. I think this is me just like on panic mode. I'm like, yeah, I think I should have attacked once. Yeah. What am I doing? Use litter ability. Pick up a Sabo. And then I should attack for 7. Just 1 7. I should. But I mean, well, maybe I don't have any cards in hand, so you can see that I've got a Sabo as my counter. So maybe that's why I didn't attack. I was like, if he blocks once, then I'm dead. Sorry, if he punks once, then I'm dead. But he would have punked to protect his thing. So yeah, as you can see, the footage is cut out now. But I can't recall what my opponent did there, but I definitely played this matchup a lot slower than I should have because I was greedy and I let myself take life. And I was like, oh, I keep my cards up, which I really shouldn't have. I definitely should have defended a bit more aggressively, as I saw in the Issho game, and then I did clean this one up, but definitely went a lot longer than I was supposed to have it. So ended the night 3-1. So you know, it's a decent win rate. It wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to go 4-0, obviously, but thanks for watching, guys. This is a good learning experience for me, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you very much.